Yo, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Andre Anderson in the house. Joseph
Yeah.
Kellogg from Oklahoma. John Brown, Wisconsin. What's up, my friends? How you guys doing?
What's up? What's up?
Everybody good?
Man.
Everybody
Man,
good?
I'm good. It's weird because you have like the official like conference
Oh yeah,
backstage
I
background thing going on.
I'm on location. Like it's hustle week for the conference, and here we go. And like the crew is setting up. They're in the other room. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna set up right there. Just put some stuff on those monitors behind me and act like you guys are doing something. So,
Nice.
Praise God.
but yo, conference is coming. We're gonna be giving away some free tickets, and we're gonna have a great conversation with none other than Joseph Kellogg and John Brown. How you guys doing? It's good to see both of you guys. Looking good. Looking good.
Man, I'm doing awesome. I was like, that bumper video was bumping. It was an actual bumping bumper video. I was like over here, like getting ready for the roll in. That was awesome, man.
I'm just trying to wake you up. I know you were probably sleeping in early, doing your thing or whatever. But actually, I know what you did this morning. That's why I'm saying that. We'll talk about that in a minute because I think that what you do on Wednesday mornings is pretty amazing. But hey, y'all, LTG conference is coming. If you want to win some free tickets, here's what we're gonna do. 10 free tickets up for grabs. Maybe 10 to just one person. Maybe we split them up different ways. Andre, the game master, will figure that out. But you got to share the stream. This one right here on Facebook. You got to share it. You got to tag us at LTG Conference, hashtag LTG Live, in order to qualify. And Andre, let's like add another layer, right? Because I felt like on Monday, everyone on the audience was super quiet. So like
Very quiet.
this time you have to ask a great question too. We have like amazing youth ministry minds with us today in John Brown and Joseph Kellogg. So you got to ask a great question if you're listening, if you want to qualify for the tickets. We're not gonna make this easy, right? Like make it worthwhile. So it could be a youth ministry question. You could ask John Brown, about his current workout schedule and his body fat percentage and things like that. Love you, John. Love you, John. Love you, John.
I
You're
love
amazing,
you.
John.
I'm
You
not
inspire
answering
us,
that
John.
question.
He said, I'm not answering that question.
You could ask Andre Anderson about his new endeavor called thickpastors.com. And for those of you that are not trying to lose weight right now, we can coach you in every area of your life on this call. We can coach you in leadership, in youth ministry, in losing weight, and in gaining weight. We've got
Gains
every
for
base covered for you.
days.
Gains, man. Gains. Some of us just thick and happy, and we gonna be thick and happy, man.
That's it. Jenna, what is up? We see you there, which is really, really good. So, hey, let's talk leadership here real quick. So Joseph, John, whichever one of you guys wants to jump in first. You guys have been in youth ministry for a long time, which is amazing. We need more guys like you, and Andre as well. Really, all four of us who've just been in youth ministry for a long time. But anytime I can sit in a room, whether it's in person or virtual, with guys that have decades of experience, it's always cool to just kind of pick their brain a little bit on leadership development. So if you could give us like, what's one or two things that you do personally that really helps you continue to develop, right? And I think that's probably one of the things that all of us would emphasize, right? It's not just about developing in one moment or one season of your life, but it's about continuing to get better, continuing to allow your life to make more impact for the kingdom of God, right? I'll stop talking. I'll let you guys jump in, but coach us along a little bit. What are some things we can do to continue to develop as leaders?
Yeah, I'll jump in. I'm actually reading Kobe's book right now, Mamba Mentality.
Ooh.
And man, was reminding our team just on Monday about the importance of continuing to grow, exactly this question. And the number one way, and I somehow picked up this habit from college and just haven't lost it all these years later, being 20 years at the same church this fall, is constantly pursuing and seeking out mentorship. I think the misconception is that somehow mentors are going to just fall into our lap,
Right,
put out the
right.
blessing catchers. They're going to come like manna from heaven, right? But the truth is we have to seek out mentors, and they're probably going to be very busy people like Joseph Kellogg working on his master's right now, right? They're going to be people that are constantly running and gunning and busy, but you want those people in your life.
Yeah.
And so Kobe says in Mamba Mentality that anytime he was around anyone that had a little bit more experience, a little bit more skill in an area, he would pursue them and ask them questions, even to his own detriment of looking like a fool. He said some people appreciated that and some people made fun of him for that. I can't imagine anyone ripping on Kobe for anything, but he's like, I was the question guy. I was genuinely asking to learn and to grow and to develop myself. And I just think and I'm saying as somebody who's 43 years of age, been in youth ministry for 20 years, I am continually pursuing mentors. In fact, I have 3 to 4 mentors in my life at any given moment. And I'm going to be 90 years old pursuing mentors. There'll probably be people that are younger than me. In fact, I have some mentors that are younger than me right now. And so just finding people who are better at what you do, have been doing it for longer, people that you admire and respect certain areas of their game, so to speak, and growing in those areas.
Yeah, I love that. Joseph, how about you?
Man, I just try to learn from John Brown. I'm like, you just putting your notes right there.
We all try that. Yeah, we're all doing that. Yeah.
It's so funny because we're old guys. We're wearing hats,
There's a reason.
I'm like, John has a good head of hair. I have like gray hair, and Andre looking good though, man. He's looking shaped up, man. We've heard the axiom, leaders are learners. And I see every day as a classroom. And so, that's 2 ways. Every day I'm teaching, every day I'm learning. Every day is a classroom. And so that approach has kind of helped me in my 20 years of youth ministry early on, like conferences. Actually, because I was at a smaller church, I actually paid my own way to go to conferences because I was just so hungry to grow. Early on in mentorship response, I had to pay for mentors early on. Hey, I'll pay the money to spend time with you. But even today, if I want to be a pioneer, I have to, or even continue to pioneer, I have to have a sharp axe. And so whatever I have to do to keep that axe sharp, man, I listen to books. I don't waste my time. Then if I'm driving, mowing a yard, I'm listening, I'm learning. And it's not just Christian leadership, man, it's leadership in the business world, sports, all that kind of fun stuff. I have a steady diet and of what I'm learning, man. I'm learning from God's word. I am still a youth ministry practitioner. So I'm reading the newest stuff that's coming out about Gen Z. And so I want to stay sharp there. And then, man, I'm reading stuff about leadership because I'm leading leaders every day. And so if you're constantly pouring yourself out, you better be filling yourself up. And so to me, a podcast like this or a live video or all the output, there has to be some inputs. And so for me, it's just, I've just decided that I'm going to go at it every single day. Every day is a classroom experience. And I did make the decision at whatever, I turned 40. John's a little older than me. I turned 40 in August, and I made a decision in the middle of COVID that, man, I was going to go back to school and get my master's at SCU. And it's been a butt kicker. And I have 4 kids. I'm writing papers. I had a 24-page paper that was due Sunday night, but it's sharpening my brain. I'm reading stuff that I would have never read. And so just whatever you have to do to almost force learning, if you're kind of bored with learning, change it up, mix it up, and just know that, man, if you want to be a great leader, you're going to have to read, you're going to have to learn. And I'm right there with John. I've always had mentors. I chase down mentors, and sometimes those mentors are you never meet them. It's just, I've even heard of people talk about historical mentors, like take someone in history and read every biography on them, learn about them, because there's just a lot we can learn from the people that have gone before us. So anyway, a little repetitive, a little bit what John said, but man, it's funny.
Dude,
you hang around great leaders, you're going to start realizing that they read a lot, they surround themselves with people, and they're giving as well. Giving is a part of growing. And so that's a key as well in there.
That's so good. Joseph, just to encourage you, man, my dad got his master's when he was in his early 60s. right? Just full-time pastor for 45 years, but like I probably like 35 years in, he was like, I want to keep learning, growing, I want to get better. And you're doing yours at SCU. He did his at the University of Valley Forge online. It's just kind of like lifelong learner, right? So I think that's huge. Has anyone have you guys, Joseph and Andre, have you noticed that John Brown has not even one book on the bookshelf behind him? Like, I wonder, John, have you read them all? Like, there's no books left for you to read, is there?
You know what? I don't agree with Joseph at all. I think that you don't need to read anything. I just think you need to read the book. There's only one book.
There's only one book. Let's go.
One. Praise God.
Hey, Andre, answer that same question. What are some like ways that you're continuing to develop yourself and to grow yourself as a leader?
Man, for me, I'm in that deal of like, don't talk about it, be about it. Because man, I hear all the leadership stuff, man. We talk about it. Like we can pull quotes out of nowhere. We're good at it. I started doing the math and looking around, like everybody that's here right now, we've all been in ministry over 20 years, all of us.
Yeah.
Which is like crazy. And we've been there. Like we've been under like all these different leaders, the Jeannie Mayos, we were all at Cadre. We all did this. We all have done that. But at the end of the day, you got to do it. Like you got to live that out, B. Like you can't you can't just read the word and then not do what it says.
Yeah.
You have to you have to do it. And so you have to live as that leader. You have to apply that leadership stuff to your life and lead in that manner and be that type of leader, be that type of person that's doing it. And so I'm not a reader, y'all. I don't like reading. It's just not it's not my thing.
It's okay. John doesn't either. That's why there's no books back there.
I can tell.
Whatever.
Look, fam, look, you see the bookshelf behind me. I got there's a He-Man lunchbox on there, B. Like, that's what we about. But anyway, but when I do read and I do the stuff that I'm doing, it's all about, okay, how can I flesh this out in real life? How can I enrich someone else's life? How can I actually live this? And how can I model this for my family? Because I don't want to live for the quotes. I don't want to live for the Instagram like retweets, fam. Like I'm good, B. Like, I just need to be a better person. So,
well, you're saying something that really complements everything that Joseph and John said, as far as like, because what I heard both of them say, Joseph, you really made the point of like, invest in yourself, like be willing to invest in yourself. Right. And John, you really made the point about getting mentors and getting coaches and always, you pursuing those things. Right. And you pursuing having those things. And I think what you're saying, Andre, is so important too, because you're saying, hey, all the consuming is great. Consume the mentoring relationships, consume the investing in yourself. Don't forget that if you don't apply it, all of that, then it doesn't really matter, right? So and we do have, or we can easily, as leaders, especially American leaders, we can fall into like the consumer mentality. Right, where the assumption we make is, well, because I read it, because I heard it, because I can quote the leadership line, I've actually applied it, and that's not necessarily true either. And so I think, to me, that's what I hear you saying, Andre, that I think complements so well what everyone else is talking about here, in regards to leadership development. So let me just pause. I want to come to each of you guys real quick and ask you about your breakout session that you're going to be doing for Lead the Gen Conference. But we are giving you some free tickets. It's going to be amazing. Conference starts in just a couple days, Friday night, online, 7 p.m. And then Saturday, again, 9 in the morning. Those are Eastern Standard Times. And incredible 36+ sessions. All of these guys that you're looking at right now, if you're listening to the stream, are a part of the conference. Doing some live stuff, doing some breakout stuff, which is going to be incredible. You can go to leadthegeneration.com, check out all the information. If you want to win some free tickets today, share the stream, tag us at LTG Conference, hashtag LTG Live, and ask a great question. I see you, Q. I know you guys are ready. Q's doing a big, huge watch party which is going to be amazing. And we got some stuff happening with there, which is going to be incredible. So we're excited about that. We're going to be Skyping people in from all over, watch parties, all that kind of stuff. Wink, wink, Q knows what's coming. Joseph, you're doing a breakout. John, you're doing a breakout. So are you, Andre. But Joseph, real quick, give us a sneak peek of what your breakout session is going to be about.
Man, what is my breakout session?
I just got done reading 6 books from my master's on my.
Hey, I would say this to continue, and I'll jump into that. Is something Andre said that man, Scott Wilson said when I was on leadership with him is just that, man, the best way to learn something is teach it. And so it is that, like, don't just retain it. You gotta get that out. So man, if I read it, I'm teaching it. It's fresh. And like you said, we've all been in this thing for a long time. I could just become Uncle Rico and just go, well, I read this book, I read this book 20 years ago. I'm good. No, I just don't want to, I'm trying to continue to pioneer. So anyway, man, hey, so my session is just talking about multiplying your influence. It's something I'm really passionate about. It's something that Jesus did. And actually I mentioned John Brown at the beginning of my talk, because John was actually hanging out with us at our conference in Texas, and John and I have been friends for years, and man, he's a constant and consistent encourager in my life, and he was just like, Joseph, you got to talk more about how you've developed leaders over the years, and so I just take some time to look at kind of how Jesus led, and how that, man, we need to be reproducing leaders, and man, it's the best way to multiply your influence is reproduce the leaders within your team. And so I really take some time to talk about that practically, because, man, I've had the privilege in 20 years to raise up a few leaders. And so that's it's a passion point for me, but I kind of give some practical just thoughts on what it looks like, and really to lead the way Jesus did, and how he reproduced other leaders around him.
Come on. So good. So good. And, for those of you that maybe you're listening right now, maybe you watch after the fact, our breakouts, they are pre-recorded. We don't try to hide that or act like they're not. But one of the things that we do in order to make them incredibly interactive is all of our breakout session speakers. So in this case, Joseph, John, Andre, they're in the chat room for their specific breakout session during that breakout. So that's one of the ways we can leverage the online platform, right? Because if you go to a breakout in a live setting, you wait until the end of the breakout and hope that you get a chance to answer your question. In an online setting, you just interrupt in the chat and say, here's my question right now. And so it's a little weird for the breakout speakers, because they're watching themselves speak while answering questions about something they just heard themselves say. So it's all kinds of confusing, but it's actually pretty cool. And so check that out. Hey, Renee, what's up? You got some free tickets last time, which is really cool. And yo, Hans, how you doing, man? Yeah, black hats for sure. Andre didn't get the memo, but we good for sure. So hey, John, let me come to you. What's your breakout about? Give us a sneak peek.
Yeah, I'm talking about partnering with parents, and I'm in a unique season where I have 2 kids in the youth ministry. So one in middle school, one in high school. So
the best, dude.
I'm seeing it is. It's amazing season. I love it. Phenomenal season for my wife and I, and for our family. I see things from a very different perspective now. I see all the gaps where we missed it before. I'm talking with my kids' friends, their parents, and I'm learning. I'm still learning how we can do a better job as a student ministry of partnering with parents. So a little sneak peek so you're going to get that wealth of wisdom, a little sneak peek of my session. The conversation we're having is, how can we set parents up for the big win? How can we set them up to win with their kids? Set them up as the heroes, set them up to have those incredible conversations that really put them back in the driver's seat where they belong when it comes to discipling their kids. My wife was a college volleyball player. She was National All-American 2 years, and her team went to nationals 2 years, and she was a setter. And there's a girl on the team that was 6'4" and could monster spike. I mean, ridiculous, straight down. She'd put most guys to shame. I mean, women's volleyball does, period, right? And her job was to set the ball so that this girl, Edie, could just jam it down people's faces. It was the best thing in the planet to watch. I love cheering them on. But that's really what we want to do with parents.
John, I feel like you got a violent streak in you all that. I'm learning
awesome.
something about you right now.
How many people could she take out in a game? That was the thing I was watching,
Yes.
right? And it was incredible. But that's really what we want to do with parents. We want to have those conversations of how can we set them up to monster spike? How can we set them up to win in such a way that they come away the heroes? I think early on in youth ministry, I wanted to be the hero as the youth pastor. I wanted to be that discipler. I wanted to have all the cool events and the cool conversations and moments. And I actually looked at it as a badge of honor when kids would come up to me, man, I really don't feel comfortable talking to my parents about this, but I just really appreciate you, Pastor John, and I just want to share this. Like, that's not the win to me. Is me being the hero. The win is how can we help them be the heroes? And
That's
really
so good.
helping them to have those conversations. And yes, there's some broken relationships with kids and parents. But when I hear that conversation now, I'm like, how can we help repair that which is broken and make that relationship better so mom and dad can be back in that primary seat, and so that they can spike the ball and win with their kids, even if it's small little wins to start, so that that relationship can begin to be repaired. So that's a bit of the conversation, is setting up parents for the win.
Dang, I love that so much.
And my mom's in the chat.
Yes,
So,
she is.
I saw.
You're the real MVP. I sent her a thank you.
Let's go. Let's go.
Mother's Day. Shout out Mother's Day. Mother's Day coming up.
Yeah, you better get that in there. You better say that. You better.
Best Mom Ever Award.
Hey.
Hey, P.S. My mom is still a youth leader today at Emmanuel Christian Center in Minnesota. She's still helping set parents up for the win. People call her Mama Brown. She really is the real MVP. Love you, Mom.
Yo, we see you, Renee. We see you, Renee. That's amazing right there. We're cheering you on. That's incredible. That's so good. Oh, John, a little bit of Mother's Day, love there from your mom. That's so good. So I wish my mom would stalk me on my live streams, man. I'm going to have to talk with her about that. Like, what are you doing? John, I want to echo, though, like, it is one of the most amazing experiences as a youth pastor when you get to have your own kids in the youth ministry. And I'm just telling you, and I know that we all coach guys towards longevity anyways, but I know it's one of the things we always say to guys, like, youth ministry will be so much more rewarding for you. And it's absolutely a game changer in the way that you think about youth ministry, the way you think about your preaching, your teaching, your event planning, your attention to details and logistics, the speed at which you drive the church van, all of those things.
Your communication with parents. All of that is real. So, Andre, before I come to you to talk about your breakout, which is going to really tie in well with what John just said. So just LTG conference this Friday, Saturday, it's online. You can buy a ticket. You can watch from anywhere where you got internet connection, get your team together, do a watch party. It's for student leaders all the way through the vocational full-time youth pastor, as well as like the volunteer adult leaders, the volunteer youth pastors, the bivocational, part-time, all that kind of stuff. We need to pause here real quick and just allow John to get that message in there to mom. So, so yeah. leadthegeneration.com is where you want to go to get information, to sign up, to register. And we're giving away some free tickets. So Andre's keeping track. Share the stream, tag us at LTG Conference, hashtag LTG Live. We got just a couple minutes left before we give away tickets because John Brown's a busy man. He's got a meeting coming up in 4 minutes. So Andre, what's your breakout about?
My breakout is about how to pastor the fatherless. And how to heal from the wounds of being fatherless. So a lot of times it's hard for us to understand what it's like coming from a home whenever a dad isn't present. And students who have grown up the way that I have, we respond differently, we act differently, and there are certain things that you'll look at and go, oh my gosh, that's so toxic, that's so broken. Oh my gosh, that's so messed up. But once you see where they're coming from and you see what they're dealing with, it causes you to minister to them in a different way. and in an effective way. And so I kind of talk about that. I talk about some of my youth pastor, my old school youth pastors who have helped me through the year. Shout out to them. And I don't know. I think it's going to be dope.
Yeah,
So.
it's huge, and I mean, there's such a balance of content, and again, like I'm not going to be afraid to talk about the conference because that's one of the reasons we jumped on a live stream today.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of balance of content in the conference. So we have main sessions that are incredibly inspirational, worship, prayer moments. Yes, all of that is possible in an online setting. Trust me, it absolutely is. And if you don't believe me, get a ticket and I'll prove it to you. Okay, but so we got like that high inspiration moment, but we also have like a content that's practical and that's helpful, and that I guarantee you'll find something among 36 different sessions that are gonna happen, 24 different breakouts to choose from. You're gonna find content that you're like, that's exactly where I'm at right now. Mm-hmm. So for the youth pastor who's like, man, I got a room full of kids that don't have dads, or the youth pastor who's like, man, I'm not good at partnering with parents, or the youth pastor who's like, I'm terrible at developing leaders. Well, here's 3 breakouts today that we're highlighting that are all going to be amazing for you. So I've said enough about it. Andre, let's give away some free tickets. I don't know who's shared other than Josh Fox has shared because he posted something in the chat, but let's give away some free tickets and make sure we end right on time because, I don't want to mess John's schedule up. He's got a lot of books to read on that bookshelf behind him. So
right, let's run.
Love you, bro. Love you, bro.
All right, let's run
Making
5
shots.
Let's do this.
Because I'm jealous of your abs. That's the only reason why. So
wow, jealous of the abs on them. All right, we'll give John 5 free tickets right now if he shows off his abs.
No abs.
John's not getting any free tickets. John gets no free tickets. Yes.
All right, then. Well, in that case, let's run 5 to Dave Dangerfield.
Yes. Dave is in one of my coaching groups right now, so that's a big win. Let's go.
Let's run 5 to him, and then let's run 5 to the DYD of Oklahoma, Alicia and Heath Corrales.
No, they already got 5. I texted them 5 last week. They don't get no more.
Yeah,
they get no more.
I forgot.
How about Joshua Fox, I shared it.
Yeah, let's run
go. Josh Fox.
Josh Fox.
All right, so Dave and Josh, if you're listening, send me a Facebook message or a text if you got my number, and I will text you a code. Joseph, John, thank you guys so much for jumping on, giving us 30 minutes of your time. I know you guys are busy. I know, Joseph, we didn't even get a chance to talk about it, but you were up early this morning doing character coaching for your local high school football team. Reggie Hill, you late to the party, bro.
Yeah, get out of here, Reggie.
What are you
get out of here,
late.
Reggie. Get out of here.
Hey, Reggie, if you want to get free tickets, then go get your boss's credit card. His name is John Brown.
Right?
Take his credit card, buy tickets, and then they'll be free. All right.
Exactly.
So
Come on.
just trying to help him out.
Let's get John out of here.
Let's get John out of here. And Joseph, I know you were up early doing character coaching with the local football team, which is incredible after all these years that you're still doing that.
Yep.
So love you guys, respect you guys, honored that you're going to be part of the conference. All 3 of you, thank you guys so much. Those of you that won free tickets, hit me up, coming your way. We'll see everybody this weekend. We out.